Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dino's Kitchen. Every time I watch Home Alone, I always crave that pizza. So I decided to make my own version of American style pizza. The classic pepperoni one.
Home Alone, doesn't he just ask for a cheese one?
Ecco.
This isn't just cheese.
A killer shame, McAllister. So we need 1 kilo flour, 650 grams of room temperature water, 20 gram yeast, 25 gram of salt, and 20 gram of extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna go with all the flour in one go. The fresh yeast. After roughly 1 minute of mixing flour and yeast, we're gonna go slowly with our water.
2 hours later.
So I'm gonna start roughly with 600 gram in the first step, wait roughly about 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna add the rest slowly. Obviously, depending on the mixer that you have, the timing of mixing can vary between 12 to 18 minutes. You cannot overwork the flour too much, otherwise it will be very tough to stretch. So after 8 minutes, the dough will look like that. And just at this point, we can add the salt and the oil. And just when the salt and the oil get completely absorbed from the dough, we can then add the rest of the water. This stage, it should take no more than 1.5 to 2 minutes. After 1 to 2 minutes, everything is incorporated into the dough and we can go ahead with the rest of the water. Let's put the water slowly, otherwise we will stretch the timing of mixing too much. You see now all the water is being absorbed. We can go ahead with more water. And again, once the water is full absorbed, we can go with some more water. So as you can see, I've added 50 grams of water in about 3 to 4 steps. That is very important, because the temperature of our dough is crucial at the end of this step. When the dough reaches this kind of consistency, you can definitely stop the machine and leave the dough into the machine for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes in the machine, we can remove our dough. We are going to do this process, which is called lamination. In that way, we are bringing the temperature of the dough down, but we are also creating more strength to the dough. You see how it's extensible? Look how strong is the dough at this stage. Okay, now we can fold on itself. And in that way we are also creating layers, which is very important. But most important, the work surface is pretty much clean, so that means that the dough is the right consistency. Rest for another 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, just get like a non-stick spray or some oil will do the job, just to help us get out the dough ball from the container once it's fully proofed. For this kind of pizza, what I like to do is go with a weight of between maybe 270 to 300 grams. per double. We just want to create a smooth double. There are many techniques, use whichever you prefer. I'll show you a few during the video. So as you can see, nice firm ball. So this one, basically we are just pushing the dough into itself until we create a lovely smooth surface. Once it's done, we make sure that the bottom is closed. And there we go, we have got a lovely dough ball. Next one, slap the dough on the bench, fold it over, repeat the process until you have got a lovely smooth surface. Make sure the bottom is nice and close. Another one, you basically gonna roll the pizza ball on the bench like that. With your little finger, you create traction, and there we go, you have got a lovely dough ball. Always make sure that the bottom is closed. So pinch a little bit like that. Next one, spread the dough ball a little bit like that, and then pinch every side, fold it back into itself. We're gonna keep doing a few times, and there we go. We have got again an amazing dough ball. It's just me and my wife for dinner. We don't have any guests at home tonight. I'm gonna use 2 pizzas, leave them at room temperature until they double in size. So stay tuned and we're gonna see you in 2 hours.
What are you talking about? We could eat 6.
As you can see, our lovely dough ball are doubled in size. They look very, very, very nice. I've prepped a container with some semolina inside that will help us to stretch our pizza. Flip our dough inside. We're gonna put some semolina on top. Very full of air. For the American pizza, we don't need a big crust. Start from the edges, very close to the end. And then we're gonna go in the middle. Push all the air on the outside. Remember, not leave too much crust. We don't want a lot of crust. Once we reach this size, we can start stretching our pizza, American style, so with our knuckles. Put some semolina on the workbench, and we can keep stretching until we reach our desired size. Remove all the excess semolina and place on the paddle. Obviously, we're gonna start first with a little bit more tomato sauce. Spread the tomato sauce very, very, very close to the edges. Usually I don't like using the grated mozzarella, but for American style pizza you need to use the grated mozzarella. That is 100% mozzarella, not cheddar, because otherwise it will release loads of fat on the pizza. And then we're gonna go with our pepperoni. Don't be shy.
Ogni angolo è pieno di carni.
Oh yeah, you know, we are doing an American style pizza, we need to be American. And look at that. Now, for every pizza, it's very important that you cool down a little bit on a rack, so all the steams goes out. Look at that base, it's nice and crispy. But if you want that it stays crispy for longer, that is what you need to do. Oh parmesan, especially on the crust as well. Look, the inside is nice and airy, it's not stodgy dough. Well, my friend, I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have got any problems making the pizza, please feel free to contact me through the comments and I'll help you out. Thank you very much and see you soon. Mamagna. I'm gonna show you how to make a classic Neapolitan pizza at home with no equipment, just with your hands, and ready in less than 6 hours. Facciamo! First step, we're gonna mix our yeast into the flour. Our water, all in one go. Salt and our olive oil. There we go, nice and easy. We start to combine roughly all the ingredients together. We wanna keep doing this until we don't see any dry bits at the bottom of the bowl. This is the stage where we wanna get our dough up to. Flip the bowl like that, and we're gonna wait 15 minutes for the magic to happen. See you in 15 minutes. As you can see, the dough is not smooth at all. So lift up the dough, we're gonna slap on the bench, and we're gonna start folding the dough on itself. Now, at this stage, we're gonna leave the dough again on the bench, covered with the same bowl, for another 15 minutes. After another 15 minutes, the dough, it will be very elastic. And at this stage, we can give a few folds to the dough, like that, creating tension in the middle. And once the dough looks super smooth and elastic, it's time to proof for about half an hour at room temperature. We can cover again the dough and see you in half an hour. And there we go, after 30 minutes, the dough will be nice and relaxed. We want to have dough balls around maybe 260, 270 grams. It's time to shape them. There are many different techniques, but one of the most common one is basically fold everything into the middle and press, always into the middle. Once it's pretty much close, we can either pinch it like that, or we can give a little bit of a roll on the bench. Then the other one is literally using the smooth parts, and with your hands like that, you try to push all the dough always inside. Create tension with your hands. Once the dough ball feels nice and elastic, we will always pinch the bottom, and we have got another one. There is another technique as well, which is slap, fold, and pinch on the table like that. Slap, fold, and pinch. For the third time, slap, fold, pinch. At this point we will have a ball and we just need to give more of a round shape. Always remember, pinch at the bottom. And there we go. Let's get tray, sprinkle some semolina. We need to wait until the dough ball double in size. It can take 2 hours, it can take 3 hours, it can take 4 hours. That depends on the temperature of your room. I tend to cover the dough ball with another tray of the same size. In this case, we're gonna do a classic margherita. Some plum tomato. If you can find some marzano, obviously it's better. If you cannot find it, it's fine. We're gonna season with a pinch of salt, some olive oil, and I like to break up some basil leaves as well. We need to crochet.
This feels very weird.
Our sauce is ready. It's time to check our dough. As you can see, they have doubled in volume and now it's time to stretch. We're gonna sprinkle some semolina flour at the edges of the dough ball, a little bit around. We're gonna divide the dough. Take your time to do that, is very important. Detach from the side. Then we're gonna have some semolina at the top of the scraper. Start scraping the dough gently. Once we lift the dough, some more semolina. And there we go. Face down. For the classic Neapolitan, we don't need loads of crust. From the center, push the air in front. We can flip the pizza over and we're gonna repeat the same process. Semolina on the bench, stretch with our knuckles until we reach the size that we prefer. If we see bubble like that, just pop them, otherwise they'll become black in the oven. Let's get a little bit of tomato sauce. And we're gonna start spreading the tomato sauce all over the pizza, leaving a little bit of crust without tomato. Now I don't know you, but I like a little bit extra chucci here, eh? So I'm gonna add a little bit more tomato. A little bit of parmesan. We're gonna put the mozzarella later on. Very carefully adjust our pizza on the peel and a nice drizzle of olive oil. I'm la cucinare. Make sure your oven is already hot. Now we're gonna wait about 90 seconds. Let's check the base. Looks cooked to me. And after 90 seconds, that's the result of the pizza. I prefer having the mozzarella after it came out from the oven. Some parmesan, a little bit more basil, and a lovely drizzle of olive oil. In Naples, that's the way we eat the pizza. We fold the pizza like that, fold on the other side, and then we taste, my friend. That is soft, crunchy, at the same time very thin, beautiful. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Bye, my friend.
Non male,
Have you ever been in Rome and tried that lovely thin crispy pizza? I've tried to recreate the same pizza. You wanna find out how to do it?
There's a bear shit in the woods?
Facciamo. As the first thing, we're gonna introduce all the flour into the bowl. And then straight away, we're gonna go with the dry yeast on the flour. We're gonna set 5 minutes speed for. Straight away, we're gonna add the first part of water. Remember, the first part is 650 grams of cold water, which correspond to 65% of hydration. And now we keep mixing for another 4 minutes. This stage is very important because we want the water, the flour and the yeast to get all nicely combined together. 20 seconds left before the first 5 minutes and the dough looks like that. And now it's time to get ready the other part of water. We're gonna check the dough, as you can see, is not sticky at all. So now we're gonna set up the machine for about 9 minutes and we're gonna put speed number 10. We wanna incorporate the water slowly and we want to give time to the dough to absorb all the water before insert any more water into it. And now again we're gonna leave the dough to absorb all the water before adding the last part of water. At this stage we will add the other part of water. We can finally add our salt. And last but not last, we can add olive oil. We're gonna work the dough for another 2 minutes and then we're gonna stop the machine. Now we're gonna leave the dough to rest into the bowl for about half an hour. After half an hour, we're gonna literally drizzle a little bit of olive oil just to prevent the dough sticking. We can fold the dough on itself a few times like that. Stretch and fold. And now this little bad boy is gonna go to sleep for about half an hour and then we can make our dough ball. After 30 minutes, we are going to divide the dough into 200-gram balls. We wanna create tension and we wanna make sure it's nice and smooth. Once we have got the ball, we need more of an oval shape. Like that, you can keep the dough ball for about 24 hours in the fridge. And we're gonna prepare our toppings. Medium high heat, quite a lot of olive oil with 4 cloves of garlic. We are going to roast the garlic off on a medium-high temperature until the garlic becomes nice and golden. With a lovely pinch of dry oregano. Leave that to infuse for about 30 seconds. And now we can go in with the tomato. Once it reaches the boiling point, we're gonna lower the flame down to the very low. Cioè accendo non fa niente, accendo 20 schizzi tamaron. We are going to cook the sauce off for about 15 minutes at the same temperature. While the sauce is going, we're gonna finish off the other topping for our pizza. We're gonna start off with a few mozzarellas and we're gonna break them down like that. We can add a touch of double cream and a spoonful of creme fraiche. Nice pinch of Maldon salt, and there we go, we have the poor version of stracciatella. Now it's time to season our sauce. Nice pinch of salt, some black pepper and a pinch of sugar. Parmesan a sentimento, by feeling basically, wherever you feel. Now that we have all our toppings ready, it's time to cook our pizzas. For this style of pizza, we're gonna start from the edges. We're gonna spread some semolina on top. Let's place our andaleda and then we're gonna push going forwards. Okay, and now again going backwards. At this stage we wanna remove all the extra semolina, and to do so we're gonna place the dough or our andaleda and we're gonna literally slap and stretch just to give more of a rectangular shape. In a normal oven, the one that is in your kitchen, you can place a tray at the very bottom and cook the pizza into it. If you have got more of a professional oven, the right temperature is between 270 to 280 degrees on the stone. After 5 minutes, that is the result. And now we're gonna place on a cooling rack and we're gonna leave to cool down for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, our pizza is completely cooled down. Now it's time to put the toppings on. So we're gonna get our tomato sauce, our lovely marinara sauce that we made earlier. We can put back the pizza in the oven without any cheese at the top. After 5 minutes, that is our pizza. Wait about 1 minute on the rack to let all the steam go completely out from the pizza. In that way it will stay nice and crispy. We're gonna go over with our stracciatella. And we're gonna finish everything with a drizzle of homemade chilione. Look at that, thin, holy, crispy, delicious.
Oh my God!
Wow.